Welcome to the Yellow Belt Training Class 11. Let's begin. Escape. Read. Yo. Let's begin with prayer. God, thank you so much for your love for us. Lord, thank you for providing our needs for us. Lord, thank you again for this opportunity to train. Lord, give us safety. And I pray that we would honor you in everything we do and say. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's review the character quality, patience. Patience versus restlessness. Enduring a difficult situation with a positive attitude. Rejoice in our confident hope. Be patient in trouble and keep on praying. Romans 12:12.
Let's warm up. Jumping jacks, begin. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, up down, ich, ni, san, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, side to side, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, forward and back, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, on rotations forward, small, ni, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, reverse, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, big ones forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, over and under, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju. Now may swing backs, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, twisting the ball of your foot, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, stretch to your side, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, twist punch, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, torso rotations, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, other direction, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, to the side, high block, reverse punch, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, other direction, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju. Legs apart, stretch up, breathe in, breathe out, down, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, to the side, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, other direction, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, ankle rotations, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, other direction, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, hip rotations, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, other direction, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, side to side, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, front kick stretch, low level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, mid-level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, switch, low level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, mid-level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, side, low level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, mid-level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, other side, low level, ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, goo, ju, Mid-level, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Knee rotations, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Other direction on ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. In and out, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Calf stretch, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Mountain climbers, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. And yummy. Squat kicks. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Push-ups. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Front snap kick. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, switch. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, roundhouse kick, lead leg. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, switch. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey. Balance drill. Right leg up. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju to the side. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, back. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, roundhouse forward. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, and relax. Other leg, up. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju to the side. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, back. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, roundhouse forward. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, and relax.
Let's continue to work on the knife hand block. Now, up to this point, we've been doing it mid-level. What we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to do some head level and some low level knife hand blocks. Let's go ahead and start by having one arm out. Just to review what we're doing here to get our mind on this technique, let's go ahead and do some medium speed, slow to medium speed knife hand block mid-level. Ich. Remember the contraction, expansion, twisting, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, hey, and relax. Again, now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we can do this block at any spot. We don't want to be stuck to be able to only do this block right here at this level. If we need to raise it up or down, we need to be able to do that well and have practiced that. So let's go ahead and now let's do head level. Again, it's going to be the same positioning as far as where we're hitting. We're only going to be aiming a little bit higher. Okay? Now this might feel different. That's why we're going to go ahead and train head level. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this slow. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, hey, and you may relax for a bit. Now, one of the things that you might notice is as you move up, that this puts a lot more pressure on the shoulder. It requires a lot more shoulder muscle, and if you're not careful, it's common for you to do this and to keep this muscle tight, because it does take some muscle tension to get up there, but the whole muscle doesn't need to be completely tight. What we want to do is just use enough of the muscle tension to get the arm up there, and we will tighten everything at the moment of impact, but then we want to release and relax as much as possible, but still have the arm up there. So at the end of these techniques, if you find out that your shoulders are just really tight, just stop, relax, and remember in your mind, tighten and then relax as much as possible. Let's go ahead and move to the low level block. Now, when we do the low level block, this is actually going to be very similar to a low block, except we're going to use our knife hand. So we will be blocking downward here, and we'll be using the same part of our pad of our hand as we would on the knife hand block, just lower. So let's go ahead and do this knife hand block. Ich, and we'll go low. Ni, son, shi, go. Rook, Sich. Hutch. Goo. Ju. Hey. Let's go ahead and do 4 high, 4 mid, and 4 low. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. 4 mid. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. And 4 low. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Let's go ahead and do that again. Speed up just a little bit. 4 high. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. 4 mid. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. And 4 low. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. And yame, relax. I would encourage you, if you have a bag, to try this. Try hitting it high and mid and low. And what you're going to find is that the exact spot that you block at is slightly different as you move your arm around. So as you block high and then to medium or mid-level, you'll notice you have to change things slightly. And then when you go low, you have to change things even more. So make sure you spend some time on these techniques, hitting an object at those levels so that you understand the difference of where you actually hit on your hand when you make these blocks. Let's spend a few moments, go ahead and practice the high, mid, and low while we step forward and back in a back stance. Go ahead and step back into a back stance and a knife hand block. We will do 4 head level, 4 mid level, and 4 low level. So let's start with the head level. Let's go medium speed. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Let's do 4 mid level. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. And 4 low level. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Switch legs. I'll switch to the side view. Let's continue. 4 head level. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. 4 mid level. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. 4 low level. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. And yame.
And Shoran, patience.
Let's continue working on the side hammer fist strike. We're going to spend some time practicing striking head level, mid level, and low level. Go ahead and get into a horse stance with a side hammer fist strike off to one side. For this drill, we will switch and do a reverse punch, and then from here, we will do a head level, and then a reverse punch, mid-level, and reverse punch, and then a low level and reverse punch. And we'll do this several times. Horse stance, side, reverse punch. Now, head level, hammer fist strike, reverse punch. Mid-level, hammer fist strike, reverse punch. Low level, hammer fist strike, reverse punch. Let's do that again. Head level, punch. Mid-level, punch. Low level, punch. Back to mid-level. Switch to the other side. Reverse punch. Let's start with head level. Head level. Reverse punch. Mid-level. Reverse punch. Low level. Reverse punch. Again. Head. Punch. Mid. Punch. Low. Punch. And yame. Spend some time practicing this hammer fist strike against a bag. Hopefully by now you've done a lot of bag work and you've hit objects. What you're going to find, especially on this one, as you hit, you're primarily using your back shoulder muscle, which sometimes can be very weak depending on how it's developed. And you might notice that hitting at a low or mid or high is easier or harder depending on your body dynamics. Spend some time hitting that bag and realizing where your weaknesses are for this technique. And then spend a whole bunch of time developing that to where that weakness is no longer a weakness. Let's go over the outside inside block in 5-step sparring again. This time we're going to go ahead and do it in medium speed. Face your partner. Kyosuke. Ready. Go. Person that is attacking. Migyo Shirozen Kusuratsu. Ganambarai. Hey! Hey! Stepping forward. Mid-level punch, so I will announce mid-level punch. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. Again. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. One more time. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Alright. Yo. Escape. Hey. Let's review the knife hand block back stance 5-step sparring medium speed. Who's your partner? Escape. Ready. Yo. Person that is attacking. Migyo Shirozen Kusuratsu Ganambarai. Hey! Hey! We're going to step forward mid-level punch. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Okay. Ich! Ni! Son! Hey! Okay. Ich! Ni! Son! knee, son, hey, okay. One more time. Ich, knee, son, hey, okay. Ich, knee, son, hey, okay. And your escape. Great. Next, we're going to work on the hammer fist strike on the bag. Now, again, just like anything on the bag, when doing it for the first time, make sure that you do it easy so that you know how it feels and you can have the correct tension in your body and be hitting it in the right spot and not making the injury happen. So we have the side hammer fist strike. So at first, get the right distancing here and strike easily and just see how it feels. As you can tell here, you can feel that the back muscles are required. I gotta grip the floor in certain ways. So the body tension for this is gonna be different than, say, when we did our punches. That required a lot of front tension. Here, the back tension needs to be really solid. So after you do this several times and you get an idea how it feels, also practice the outside inside hammer fist strike. We've gone over this as well. This is very similar to the outside inside block, but instead of hitting here, we're striking here. So you can practice this outside inside strike here, and you notice that this, even though they're both hammer fist strikes, require two different sets of muscle groups. This one requires a lot of the inside muscle group here, whereas this one here requires a lot of the outside muscle group. So I'm going to show you a quick drill that I like to do to practice the hammer fist strike, both the side and the outside inside. So we can start off by striking here. Now reverse, hammer fist strike. Step back, other side, outside, side. Step back. Step back. Side. Outside. Use these variations to practice. You don't have to just practice the same technique over and over. We've gone over several different bag workouts for the yellow belt so far, and you can vary them up a little bit. You can spend some time doing punches, strikes, punches, strikes, hammer fist, kicks, punches. Vary them up as often as you'd like to, but remember to make sure that you have good technique when you do this. What you don't want to do is get to where it becomes sloppy if you're doing a lot of other things. Spend some time making sure that your technique is good on all of them before you start varying up and adding some variation. Now we're going to go over the concept of submission holds. Now, submission holds are designed when you want to control your opponent instead of using deadly or physical force against them. This could be used in a situation where you need to escort somebody out of a building, or somebody is out of control and you need to have them calm down, and you need to control them but not necessarily injure them. This is where a submission hold will come into play. Now, there are two very important points of submission holds that you need to understand. The first is this: submission holds are very challenging to actually be effective in a real life situation. They require a lot of practice. They require lots of practice with multiple situations and multiple types of people. So it's important that you understand that don't try these submission holds in real life unless you've really practiced them well. Also, submission holds vary greatly depending on your opponent. If I was to go against an opponent here that's about the same size and physical strength, it's going to be very, very challenging to make this submission hold happen. I'm going to have to make sure that when I do this, I've practiced it a lot, and the goal is that I'm going to be able to do it quickly without them knowing about it. Now, if I was going to go against somebody that is much bigger than me or stronger, these submission holds are going to become very, very challenging. The other thing, too, is if you're going against a smaller opponent that has less muscle mass than you, these submission holds will be easier. So make sure that you practice these submission holds against people that are smaller than you, about the same, and that are larger than you, so that you can see how they work as far as the different sizes go. The other important point is this. When you do these submission holds with a partner, make sure that you communicate well and that you have safety first. It's easy to maybe go a little too far and to have it be painful for your opponent and then back to you. So make sure that you communicate with your partner and that you do this submission holds just enough to where you understand the submission holds and you can practice them, but you're not actually causing physical pain to your opponent. The first one that we're going to practice is the downward hammer fist strike hold. This is submission hold number 1 for the yellow belt. First, you're going to have your opponent about shoulder width apart, and your opponent is going to go ahead and grab your uniform here. And what we're going to be trying to do is to get out of somebody grabbing uniform and have them be in a submission hold. Now, obviously, when they're holding this, it's going to be hard to get out if they're holding. And so what we want to do is we need to do some action to where it causes them to release. Now, in this part of the elbow, right here below the bicep muscle, it's very tender. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be coming downward very quickly right here in this spot. At the same time, we're going to be with this arm coming up at the same time. Now, when we do this here, that will cause some pain and loosen their grip a little bit. At the same time, we're going to fold this arm here. We're going to leave our arm in that spot in between the bicep and the forearm, and as we push back, that will cause quite a bit of pain on their part, and the further that we push, the more it will cause pain. Now, again, when we do this, make sure that we do it safely. Don't hurt or injure your opponent, but what we want to do is we want to practice this with timing here. Another thing too, we can drop slightly as we do this to help with the force of the arm. And then once we have them in this position, if they're still struggling, one thing we can do is push down further. And the further that we push and the harder we push, the more we can control our opponent here. So watch as I do this. They're here, struggling. Now, if I was to do this quickly, here. 1, 2, 3. So as you practice this with your partner, try it with your left arm, try it with your right arm. Go back and forth with your partner until you feel comfortable with that motion. And make sure that if you are doing it against your opponent, that they do it back to you so that you can feel what it's like. So you can see the tension and you can see the arm, and eventually you'll get to where you can do this and you'll be able to control your opponent around because you know how it feels, you know the angles. But remember to be safe, and if you want to use this in a real life situation, make sure that you practice it over and over and over until it becomes very natural to where you don't have to think about it and it can just be a reflex. Let's go over the application at the end of hand showdown where you have 2 knife hand blocks in a row. Now when you have 2 knife hand blocks in a row, usually the application is where I'll block, I'll grab, control that hand and bring it back and strike. Go ahead and watch this application here. The attacker will step back into a low block position. I'll step forward, mid-level punch. I'll step back into a knife hand block, punch, knife hand block here. From here, I can grab the arm to control what's going to happen. I bring this hand up here, and I'll step forward. I'll pull this arm back. At the same time, I'm going to strike here. Now, as I step forward, I want to bring this arm up here. This is also good as a defense in case my opponent decides to punch with the other arm. this hand will already be here to be able to block as needed. For the sake of practicing this application, here's what you'll go ahead and do. Step back with your right leg. Step forward, punch, height. 1, 2. Again, I have the wrist. I'm pulling it back. If I happen to get the wrist in the bend, I can bend the wrist as I pull this back and use this as a control. Strike. Again. Nice and slow. Hey! Again. Hey! Now, as you do these applications, remember, use both arms. Make sure that both partners get some time to practice. And any time that you do an application where you're hitting to the head or to the neck, make sure that you use a lot of caution and you don't hit them hard. You just get close enough so you can practice knowing where your arm goes. This concludes the Yellow Belt Training Class 11. Go ahead and spend some time doing a personal cool down. This time we're going to go ahead and concentrate on the character quality of patience as you do this. If possible, go ahead and read Romans chapter 12 and be reviewing patience as you do this. Kyosuke. Read. Yo.